No, your eyes aren't messing with you, man. This is an actual sim starting in the very first year of the NBA. Look at all of the logos, bro. You got the Rochester Royals, the OG Boston Celtics. I don't even know what team. Is this the Detroit Pistons? Were they called the Detroit Pistons back then? Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be re-simulating the very first year in the entire NBA. Now, this comes from a remarkable individual on the PlayStation 5 by the name of bigdougswan. If you want to play this yourself, I'll tell you right after I take you through the rosters. Just do your boy a favor, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help this brand new channel in the YouTube algorithm. I need as much help as I possibly could get. Here are the rosters that we're going to be messing with. Bear in mind, this is the very first year in the NBA. There are only 12 teams. Starting with the Capitals, man, you have Fred Scolari, Bob Ferrick, Bones McKinney, Jack Nichols, and Clagy Hermson. Then you have the Indianapolis Jets, who seem to be a fairly garbage team, no offense, but this is the first year in the NBA, so what do you really expect? Up next, you have the Pistons, who also don't have the greatest team either, starting 5 of 60s, but bear in mind, year 1 of the NBA. You got the Philadelphia Warriors, who have one of the better players in the league in Joe Fultz. But yeah, man, he has like 2 badges, like literally 2 finishing badges. Both are bronze, and 4 defense badges, which are all bronze. He's a 6'5" power forward, so you could understand what we're dealing with over here. This is like as OG as it gets. There's no Wilt Chamberlain yet. Jerry West hasn't come into the league yet. Bill Russell isn't even in the league yet. Up next, we have the Bullets, who has someone in the 50s starting, which isn't really that great. We got the Providence Steamrollers, who also have a very team as well. The Chicago Stags. Before they were the Chicago Bulls, they were called the Chicago Stags. They have a player in the 80s, so we're going to show him off a little bit. Max Zaslavsky, who has 4 bronze badges himself. I don't think any of these players could really shoot threes because, this is before the time of threes, despite the fact that it says Max Zaslavsky has a 3-point percentage. Then you have the Boston Celtics, who are really, really bad because bear in mind, these are the days right before Bill Russell. Like, think of how old this is. This is before the Boston Celtics went on their streak to win all those championships. You have the St. Louis Bombers. And then you have your Rochester Royals, who have one of the better players in the league in Bob Davies. He has 1 finishing badge, 1 shooting badge, 12 playmaking badges. Holy moly. This is probably one of the better players I've seen in this entire simulation so far. He has floor general, handles for days, quick first step, space creator, stop and go tight handles, unpluckable. I honestly think it's going to come down to Rochester and Minneapolis for the NBA Finals. Then you have the New York Knickerbockers, who just like now, back then were absolutely garbage. And last but not least, you have your Minneapolis Lakers with the best player in this entire simulation in George Mikan. George Mikan has 6 finishing badges. He has drop stepper, which kind of makes sense. Having Hall of Fame drop stepper in the 1940s or the late 1940s sounds pretty on brand for 1940s basketball. He has 8 shooting badges, 1 playmaking badge, and a lot of defensive badges. He's my pick to win this year's MVP. So let's get to simulating, man. There's only 12 teams, so the record's going to be fairly wonky. I'm a Laker fan, even though they're not in Los Angeles currently, so we're going to control the Lakers. We already simulated some games because, well, I wanted to test it out and see how it goes. And without further ado, let's get this party started. Look at this. The Lakers are like winning every single freaking game there is. Holy crap, that's hilarious. You would not expect that to happen, but again, back in the day, I guess you could say it was very one-sided basketball. By the way, you yourself could play this simulation. Just go on PlayStation 5, type in Big Doug Swan in the ID, and the 2K share scenario file name is NBA Origins. So at the end of the very first season, you got George Mikan with 22.7 points, 23.1 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.5 steals, and 3 blocks per game. Rookie of the Year is Joe Fultz of Philadelphia. You got Red Racha winning 6th Man of the Year, and George Mikan winning DPOY. Most Improved Player of the Year is also George Mikan, but I guess you can't really have a Most Improved Player if, I don't know, like this guy literally is playing in the very first year of the NBA since its inception. And I guess we're Julian Maggette. We go 79-3. Here's how the all NBA first team looks like, and I guess that's really all I could show you because, well, back then there probably wasn't enough for there to be multiple all NBA teams. So here's how the playoffs are looking, man. You got Minneapolis going up against St. Louis, the Rochester Royals going up against the Chicago Stags, you got the Philadelphia Warriors going up against the Baltimore Bullets, and you have the Boston Celtics going up against the Washington Capitals. Am I the only one that thinks it's hilarious that there's a Washington Capitals in here? Like, really? Like, it's not even the hockey team. Looking at the standings in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia Warriors finished with a 56-26 record, Boston with a 53-29 record, Washington with a 51-31 record, and you can see there's a gigantic drop-off in talent from there because, you know, there's only 12 teams. So the Baltimore Bullets, Providence Steamrollers, and New York Knicks are probably going to be contending for this year's NBA draft, which is going to be featuring the likes of Ed McCauley, Vern Michelson, Alex Groza, and Dick McGuire. The best NBA draft coming up is going to be the 1950 NBA draft. That's when we get Bob Cousy up in here, which I personally can't wait for. But that's not for another 2 years. And for those of you guys wondering, we get players like Casey Jones up in here in about 6 years, and we get Tom Heinsohn and Bill Russell in here in about 6 years. But I digress. Here's how the Western Conference is looking. It looks extremely one-sided because the Minneapolis Lakers and Rochester Royals absolutely dominated. So let's take you through Simcast. I'm going to be trying to simulate, unless if there's like a really close game, I'm probably going to simulate through all of them because, well, I figured you only want to see the close games. All right, so looks like the Celtics and the Capitals are in a very close one. Let's jump in. A part of me wants to play this in black and white, so let me know in the future, should I do this in black and white? But here we go. This should be very interesting. Of course, we can't really take away the three-point line as much as I would like to. It would have been fantastic and a little bit more realistic, but nevertheless, it's kind of cool to experience 1949 basketball in a simulation in full color, honestly. And the players are playing exactly how I'd expect them to. So here we go. We got Ferrick with the rebound, getting it to McKinney. McKinney getting it to Scolari. I believe the Boston Celtics are a favorite over here, and he's going to go for a three, which is probably the only part that isn't continuous with the real world, but we'll let it slide. Scolari gets it into the post. Now, this is what I felt like they did back in the day. Going in, gets the post shot to go. Hermson gets the Capitals within three. Wow, look at the dribbling, man. So old school. Here we go. Servey getting the screen, taking it all the way. Can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, in and out. Here come the Washington Capitals. Trying to take the lead here. Scolari driving it all the way in. Foul and one. The Washington Capitals are now up by one, taking the lead with 1 minute left to go in the game. So here we go. The Celtics need a basket here badly. Servey all the way is not able to get it to go. Rebound Nichols. Here comes Scolari and the Capitals riding that momentum at their home court. Scolari driving it in. Scolari all the way gets another basket to go. Timeout Celtics. And boy, do they need it as Fred Scolari is absolutely gashing them tonight. The Celtics desperately need a basket over here at this point. Here comes O'Connor trying to size up his man. Gets the open lane. Gets to the foul line. Here we go. O'Connor shoots the first free throw, is able to get it to go. Having a decent night from the line. Not always super consistent, but here's O'Connor. Second free throw is a must here, man. Absolutely has to make this one, and he does. The Capitals could ice it with a basket here. If not, the Celtics are going to have some hope. Here we go. Fred Scolari going in. Contested J going for the 2-for-1. Isn't able to get it to go. The Celtics have hope. Here comes Servey with that old school dribble package from back in the late 1940s, the very first year of the NBA in the playoffs. Servey taking it all the way. He's able to get the basket to go. The Washington Capitals trying to win game 3. 3 seconds left. Scolari gets the screen. Takes the deep three. Is not able to get it to go, and we go to overtime. 5-minute overtime here to decide game 3 in what's been a very close game so far. Here we go. O'Connor trying to post up his man, going all the way on Scolari, isn't able to get it. Spector gets the rebound and puts it back up. Celtics now retake the lead in overtime. Here comes Fred Scolari, dishes it to Nichols, who gets it into the post. Step back, fade away is good. Here's Scolari, gets it to Ferrick. Ferrick driving it in, wide open lane, all the way, gets the lay. Screen for Servey, going towards the left-handed side. Had his wide-open man over there. Gets blocked by Nichols. Rebound by Nichols, and here comes the Capitals. Capitals looking to go ahead here, and here's Nichols with the foul and one. a basket here, and you could assume that the Washington Capitals are going to come out of here with a win. So here's Scolari. Half spin. Dishes it in. Advantage Hermsen. That's too small of a man on him, and the Capitals go up by 8. Here's Servey driving it in. Gets blocked. No way. And it looks like the Washington Capitals are going to come out of this game with the Game 3 win up against the Boston Celtics. The Capitals are able to crush the Celtics in the next one to take the 3-1 series lead. At this point, the playoff tree seems fairly one-sided here. So the Baltimore Bullets get eliminated, so do the St. Louis Bombers, so do the Boston Celtics, and the Rochester Royals. The Laker games seem to be fairly one-sided if you catch my drift. Like, George Mikan is absolutely decimating his opponents. Like, 33 points, 20 rebounds, and 8 blocks. Like, what? And so far, the Capitals have been absolutely decimating the Philadelphia Warriors, but this one seems to be a fairly close one, so we're going to jump into it. Honestly, if the Capitals win this one, we could just simulate the next one, because they'll probably bring out the brooms. Oh, man, you don't want that mismatch. Hermsen is able to get the easy hook to go. Well, they may have been a little bit too late on it. They probably took their time too much. Here comes Mason, taking it all the way. No good. Gets his own rebound, is able to get it up, is able to get to the line. Oh, you missed both of them. Yeah, I've seen enough. Oh, come on, don't foul. We're out of here. So the NBA Finals is going to be the Warriors versus the Lakers. And the first game was an absolute obliteration by the Lakers. No, I mean, like, literally, like, George Mikan had 24 rebounds and 18 points. Like, what? So game 2 seems to be a little bit less of an obliteration, so I wanted to get you guys some Lakers action. So here we go. Jorgensen has the ball, and I don't see George Mikan anywhere. They're probably resting him. Probably why the Lakers aren't performing so well so far. But here's Schaefer trying to take it all the way, and he gets fouled. And checking into Game 2 of the NBA Finals is none other but George Mikan, the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Improved Player of the Year of the entire NBA, of the first year in the NBA. Scolari gets the screen, looking for a lane, gets the lane, wide open lay, and it's good. Washington is now down by 2. Here comes Johnson, gets the screen from George Mikan, looking for the league MVP, can't find him, goes all the way, spin lay, and no good. Oh my goodness, if that went in, I would have went nuts. Here come the Lakers trying to get Game 2, finding Pollard and is able to get it to go. Here comes Scolari. I don't know why he wouldn't push that in transition, but okay, whatever your strategy is, I guess. Scolari gets the screen. Scolari trying to get the lane all the way and is able to get it. Here comes Johnson. Johnson looking, trying to size up his opponent. Johnson gets it to Mikan. That's automatic for Mikan from that position. George Mikan with another J. Here's McKinney. Deep jumper. No good. Rebound Nichols. Nichols puts it back up. And now the Capitals are only down by 2. Here comes Johnson finding a wide open George Mikan, and the Lakers go back up by 4. Here goes Ferrick. Ferrick needs to get this to go if Minneapolis, and he gets it to go, down by 2. Washington now is only down by 2, but George Mikan gets another easy basket. It's just too easy for the league MVP. Scolari makes one, he misses the second, and if Mikan makes one of them, he ices the game. Wow, look at this, getting a little aggressive there. Let's see, Schaefer at the line, misses the first. Looks like the Capitals have some hope. And he makes the second, not anymore. That's it for Game 2 as the Minneapolis Lakers are able to beat the Washington Capitals. And I don't really think confetti was a thing back then, but yeah, sure, why not? There's only so much you could do in a video game. So believe it or not, the Washington Capitals actually won Game 3. I thought it was going to be a massacre, but no. Looks like the Capitals are actually putting up a fight. I wonder why. Is there a specific reason? As they're able to even up the series. So for the Capitals, Jack Nichols is out for the rest of the season. While for the Lakers, they have 2 players injured. And George Mikan's absolutely exhausted at this point. If this goes to Game 7, I'm going to freak out. That's going to be so freaking awesome. Here we go. Minneapolis, it looks like Minneapolis is going to take this one. All right, here we go. 3-2. Washington needs this to survive. I would love to see this go to Game 7, man. That'd be so awesome. It doesn't appear to be so. We could jump in for the final 3 minutes, though. Dude, if the Lakers win at Washington's home, that would be such a tough blow. Yaros all the way, wide open. No, here comes Scolari trying to run transition. I don't think transition was much of a thing back in the day, but here's McKinney. He's able to get the transition laid. Never mind what I just said. Dude, look at these field goal percentages. Wow. If you made it to this part of the simulation, can I get a mic check 1212 up in the comment section, man? I appreciate the love and support. You guys are real day ones, especially because this is a brand new channel. Here we go. George Mikan checks it in. He's going to try to put this away. Oh, wow. Horrible J. Scolari has a chance if he pushes it up because Mikan's right behind him. Too late. Now you have to deal with George Mikan. It doesn't matter. Scolari's able to get it to go all the way. Scolari bringing it up. Moment of truth. Inaugural season of the NBA on the line. Scolari with the mid-range jumper. No good, but Hermson is able to tip it back in to tie it at 67. Oh my God, what a game. This game's insane. Shout out to my man, Big Doug Swan, for this mod, bro. This is insanity. I can't believe someone was able to put this much work and get this done for us. This is insane. Tied at 67. Here we go. Is there going to be a game 7 or is that going to be it? Mikan is able to put the Lakers up by 2 with a very difficult fadeaway J. And yeah, bro, celebrate. You deserve to celebrate after that one, bro. Here's McKinney. Capitals need a basket here. Scolari has been killing it in this simulation. Foul. And one. Oh my goodness, Fred Scolari is not human. Score is tied at 69. And this basket could potentially put the Capitals up by 1 if he's able to get it to go, and he does. I can't believe it. I thought the Minneapolis Lakers were going to massacre every team, but it appears as though this game could head towards 7 games as he's able to make 1 free throw. If Bob Ferrick makes this one, he does make this one, and the game might be out of reach at this point if you're a Laker fan. Here's Farron getting it to George Mikan. You could tell he's going to go for the quick lay foul and isn't able to get the and one. That would have been huge. Here's George Mikan at the free throw line. He's able to get 1 to go. Looks like the Lakers are going to have to play the free throw game at this point. He's able to get the second one, and yes, he will. Washington does have 1 timeout, and they get it into Fred Scolari, who is one of their better free throw shooters. So the free throw game is being played at this point. Fred Scolari misses 1. Oh, man. Bear in mind, the Lakers do not have any timeouts, so Fred Scolari makes the second one. Will the Lakers be able to tie up Game 6 and send it into overtime? We'll see. 6 seconds left. Getting it to Mikan. George Mikan to tie the game is no good. Rebound. Getting it to Ferrick, and he's getting sent to the free throw line, and the Capitals are going to live to see another day. There is no way that the Lakers are able to come back from this. Even if he misses this one, it doesn't matter. Lakers don't have any timeouts, and I don't think any of them could really shoot threes. He's going to put up a heave, and the Capitals are going to live to see another day. Oh my goodness, what a remarkable matchup, man. If you're enjoying this, make sure you're dropping a like. I did not imagine this to happen in this simulation. Wow. Fred Scolari with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists off of 10 of 19 shooting. George Mikan has been selling lately when it comes to shooting, but dude, he's grabbed 29 rebounds, 6 blocks, and 14 points. What else do you want from the man? Here we go. It all comes down to this. Game 7. So I brought us in with 6 minutes left to go in the game. Game is tied at 68. I figured this is a perfect chance to see who really deserves to win this game as McKinney goes to the free throw line. Plenty of time for both teams to put up a fight. Pollard, you know who Pollard's looking for. He's looking for a depleted George Mikan who's going to go to the line. And that looked like a very hard foul. Kermson is now officially in foul trouble. George Mikan is 1 point away from a 10-20 game, but isn't able to get the first free throw to go. My man is gassed. Honestly, the Lakers may want to consider taking him out so he could rest a little bit. What an incredible talent is Fred Scolari. Honestly, after this, I might just go up and look up some Fred Scolari highlights for myself. Like, this has been such an educational simulation as George Mikan's able to get the block. Here comes the Lakers on the fast break. Johnson is doing some weird stuff. Deep jumper and is not able to get it, but Mikan gets the rebound and puts it back up. George Mikan averages 23 rebounds per game, by the way. But I feel like a huge part of that is because he's so much taller than everyone else, because a power forward back then is like, what, 6'5", as Hermson's able to get the wide open mid-range to go. Here's Schaefer, screen from Mikan. Schaefer all the way, wide open lay in the lane and gets it to go. Mikan trying to drive it in. Mikan is able to get the heavily contested jumper to go. Here comes Scolari. Minneapolis is up by 3 with about 2 minutes left in the game. Hermson not having the greatest game, but that's probably because the league MVP is on him. And oh my goodness, what a rebound by Galloway to cut the lead to 1. Here's Schaefer going to Mikan, man. Hopefully Mikan could carry the Lakers to the first NBA championship. Isn't able to get the first jumper, but is able to put back his own shot. 16 points off of 41% shooting for George Mikan tonight. Here comes Hermson on Mikan, and Mikan fouls Hermson. That's his 5th foul of the game. He has to be careful, man. The Lakers need him tonight. Hermson has been all up in Mikan's grill tonight, but honestly, Mikan has been putting up a fight himself. There's a reason why he's the league MVP, MIP, and DPOY. All right, here comes Scolari. Wide open lane, and man, Fred Scolari once again is able to penetrate and get the lay. Here's Johnson getting a slip screen from Mikan. Mikan is trying to get into the post, and oh, horrible pass by Johnson. Washington now has life. They're down by 1. If they score here, they could take the lead in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and he's not able to get it as Scolari throws it away to George Mikan. Here comes Johnson. Johnson to Mikan. Mikan posting up. Mikan is trying to drive it in, gets the foul, and gets to the free throw line, and Hermson's fouled out. Mikan could give the Lakers a 3-point lead here if he makes both, but he doesn't. He misses the first. And what about the second? Is able to make the second. Timeout Washington. Here we go. Very big possession for the Capitals. Scolari with the deep J. Oh my goodness, is able to get it to go. When you're able to make a 3 in 1949, we're going to make it count. So I know what you guys might be thinking. Wow, that's a huge plot hole, but we'll allow it. So here we go. Moment of truth. Pollard with the mid-range J and is able to get it to give the Minneapolis Lakers the lead again. Here we go. There's only 2 possessions left. It's do or die time for the Washington Capitals. So here we go. Scolari gets the screen, going all the way. Layup is no good, but he gets to the line with an opportunity to get the Capitals the lead. So moment of truth for Fred Scolari. Is able to tie the game at 80. This is a big one here. Is he able to make it? No good. Rebound by the Lakers. Tied at 80 apiece. Is Game 7 of the NBA Finals going to go to overtime? Tied at 80 apiece. Is Game 7 of the NBA Finals going to go to overtime? Here comes Johnson. Johnson getting it to Mikan. Mikan trying to win the Minneapolis Lakers the first NBA Finals, and he misses. We're going to overtime. Here we go. George Mikan in OT trying to make up for the fact that he missed the lay-in to put the Lakers up. Misses the first shot of overtime. Here comes the Capitals. Scolari with 4 seconds to go. With 3, with 2. Scolari mid-range J fouled. Fred Scolari's out here backpacking tonight, man. The Washington Capitals wouldn't even be close to this position if it weren't for him. The Lakers really need a basket here. This possession needs to go their way. Schaefer going all the way. Schaefer gets blocked, but Mikan gets the ball back and is able to lay it in. Here's McKinney getting the wide open 3 in what? Here's Johnson getting a screen from Mikan. Mikan kind of annoyed that 3s are a thing back in the day. Pollard to Mikan. Mikan is able to make the hook shot, and the lead is now cut down to 1. Here's Johnson. Johnson to Mikan. Mikan's wide open and is able to get the lay-in. That's automatic for him. Here's Scolari with the wide open lay and is able to answer back. Washington now up by 1. Coming back the other way is Johnson. Johnson, you already know who he's looking for. He's looking for the league MVP, MIP, DPOY. George freaking Mikan, no good, is able to get his own rebound. I don't know why he didn't put that back up, and I don't know what the Lakers are doing at this point as it's Capitals ball. Here's Scolari, gets the screen, wide open lay, all the way, fouled, but thankfully for the Lakers, no and one, as Fred Scolari, who has been automatic from the line tonight, goes to the charity stripe and is able to convert on 1 of 2. Scolari at the line, and will he convert on 2 of 2? No, he splits the free throws, rebound by Mike, and here come the Lakers with 1 minute left to go in Game 7 of the first ever NBA Finals. Here's Johnson. You already know who he's looking for. The man, the myth, the legend, George Mikan, who's able to get the sneaky lay-in to tie up the game at 88. Mikan with 25 points, 32 rebounds tonight. That is unfreaking believable, and kind of more believable when you see it in a video game, because those were the type of numbers he was putting up back in the day. Here we go. Ferrick to Scolari. Scolari driving it in. Scolari with the lay-in. Scolari is able to put the Washington Capitals up by 2. The Lakers need a quick basket here. Johnson is going to go to the... Oh, Johnson's going to take this himself. Gets blocked. Johnson gets blocked. The Lakers still have hope, but they really need to stop here. And Fred Scolari has been absolutely on fire, and he's able to get the lay-in to go, putting up the Capitals by 4. The Lakers are now in some huge trouble at this point. Johnson playing hero ball, gets the screen, gets it to Mikan. Mikan with 15 seconds left. The Lakers are down by 4. Mikan picks up his dribble, gets it to Johnson. Johnson with the contested J, no good. Rebound by McKinney, and it appears George Mikan now fouls out, and it appears as though the Washington Capitals are going to pull off the impossible. I can't believe it. I would have never thought. The Lakers literally only lost 3 games this entire season, only for the Washington Capitals to upset them in Game 7 of the first ever NBA Finals. What an absolutely insane finish. Guys, if you enjoyed this simulation, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on our notifications, and suggest other simulations and things you'd like to see in my NBA. I want to give a huge shout out to Big Doug Swan's NBA Origins 2K Share scenario. This was a ton of fun. If you have other 2K Share scenarios you'd like to see, please let me know up in the comment section down below. But really quickly, we can't go because I got to show you who the NBA Finals MVP is, and I have a feeling I know who it is. Wow, this looks so surreal. That better be Scolari with the Finals MVP, man. He absolutely crushed it this sim. I can't believe the Washington Capitals won. I am absolutely shocked. Cleggy Hermson won Finals MVP, which I think is kind of messed up because Scolari crushed it. If you want to see more of this series, leave a like and we'll be back for the 1949 to 1950 NBA season.